We're back with comedian and television personality Howie Mandel, who, like millions of Americans, suffers from some phobias. And, you know, you talked earlier about your struggles with OCD, but throughout the first segment, you talked about growing up just so fearful of hand germs, shaking people's hands. Germophobia is something, or germaphobes. There are a lot of people out there with that. Gary is someone who has, on our stage, I have seen you work miracles with people who literally come on stage, and we're talking about everything from phobias of snakes, dogs, so every single thing, and you are able to take these people, and despite what their phobia may be, I've seen you, you know, cure them in a matter of 30 minutes. What is the one common theme or cause of certain phobias when you're working with people?
Well, usually it's an experience of some kind. Sometimes it's a dramatic experience, and then once the dramatic experience happens, then we replay the story for the rest of our lives. And if we don't change it, we get deeper and deeper and deeper into it.
So what's Howie's story?
I got bit by a sandfly when I was a little kid, and it laid its larva in me. And I had these like mosquito bites, and I would scratch them, and then under my skin they would crawl away. I was maybe 7 years old, and I had these things living in me, crawling, and I went to a doctor.
On the hand area?
It was mostly on the hands, and then I went to a dermatologist, and they took me to I'm in a book. I'm in a medical book. You could read about me. And they tried to burn it with liquid nitrogen, and they didn't. And
so
I was a little kid.
Oh yeah,
I was traumatized.
Story,
and then every night my mom took me. We wouldn't go to the doctor, and we would rub it with alcohol until the skin would break or bleed, and we would remove the eggs from the living larva from my hands.
This went on over a period of
it took
weeks,
took about 6 months till I got the last one.
So if you did that on a lot of kids 7 years old, they'd have his challenge too. I mean, that
So
seems
you basically,
reasonable.
everything you're doing, you're trying to avoid having an experience like that again. Like, I understand that.
No, but if I didn't have that, I would have something else, you know, because I have OCD, which is another issue, and it doesn't. People with OCD aren't always afraid of germs. People with OCD need to check the stove 1,000 times, which I also do.
When you're talking about disturbing thoughts and helping people turn them off, you know, even using an example on our stage, I know that you were talking about using tickling as a simple example of how you can turn off.
Yeah, a change of belief. You're ticklish, I understand, right? So you want me to do a little demonstration with her? All right.
Yep.
Come on up. Let's do a little something right here. All right. So where are you ticklish at? On your ribs there?
this.
All right. Okay, but you show me. All right.
I think my father used to. It must have been something from childhood.
So now go ahead and tickle yourself. Why aren't you laughing?
I don't know.
So what you're saying is, if you tickle you, you're not ticklish, but if I tickle you or somebody else tickles you, you'd be ticklish. Is that right? Okay. Now watch. I'm going to show you how fast we can change that.
I can't even look at you.
All right.
Now.
So I want you to give me your finger. Give me your finger. All right. So I want you to tickle yourself. Nothing.
A little bit, because you're holding it.
So you're not ticklish there. Okay. Ticklish now. Okay. Now my finger. You ticklish? That wasn't my finger. That's my finger and your finger. Ticklish?
No.
Do you feel my finger?
I feel your finger.
Okay. Are you ticklish there?
No.
Your finger only. Me and you. Your finger only.
It's hurting.
Me and you.
All right.
My finger. Let go. Your finger only.
Okay.
Me and you. And let go. Me, just only. You feel anything?
No, I feel it.
But are you ticklish now?
No, but if you were to come at me with your hands.
But were you ticklish like that before if I did that to you?
Yeah.
Yes. So have you made a change already?
I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I could change the whole ticklish thing forever, all right? Now, please, when she leaves the set, don't everybody tickle her. But it's just a simple little example just to show how quick our thought process can change. And when you change a thought process, you change the behavior. For every belief or thought process we act on, we get a result.
So what did I do? I learned that in the...
You programmed yourself that if I tickle myself, I'm not ticklish, but if you tickle me, I'm going to be ticklish. I just tickled you and you weren't ticklish. And I could go further where you could never be ticklish. So if somebody says to you, Gary, are you ticklish? If I choose to be. So the thing is, there's so many things and behaviors that we exhibit in our lives that can be changed because of how we think. The key is learning how to change the thinking and do it quickly. And when you learn to do the changing of your thought process, you can use it for everything because everything is a thought process.
So what would Howie change in terms of his thinking?
Well, the first thing I would teach him how to do is change his story. You change your story, you change the result. So I could teach him to change that thought process where he's not so obsessed, if you will, about that thinking and have to make that
You're
change.
talking about him like he's not here. For me, my personal issue is that intellectually, I know that what I'm thinking is not going to hurt me. I'm not going to die. I'm not going to get sick. I can go wash my hands. I'm fine. I can't override that.
All right, let me ask you this. Do you enjoy this controlling your life?
Well, the answer would be no.
All right. So what I would do is I would teach you how to get that control back, where external stimuli and other things like this don't control you. Because so much about this is your emotions. I show people how to lead their feelings and not be a slave to them.
The issue that I have is different. You know, you could probably cure a phobia. There is a big difference, and it's like I have a skipping record. So even if the thought is, I just keep seeing the number 7, or I have to top that. It's not always fear. So OCD, I don't know that you can cure, but a fear of something, I believe that is just a thought, and we can all kind of overcome those thoughts with the kind of skill that you have.
Stick around, more with Howie Mandel after the break.